Hey, public opinion aficionados, it's Mark Mitchell, head pollster of Rasmussen Reports, and really happy to join Gene Valentino at the Grassroots Truthcast today. I support his podcast. Go check it out and subscribe while you're there.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
And a multi-million-dollar makeover is underway in the Golden State. California Governor Gavin Newsom is desperately trying to improve his state's image. He's using taxpayer money to do it, to the tune of $19 million for a rebranding blitz to gloss over some inconvenient facts, like California having the highest poverty rate in the nation and average gas prices topping $6 a gallon. And while the Newsom administration buys glossy ads and national airtime to pivot him toward a 2028 presidential run, the reality on the ground tells a different story. This video going viral today from downtown Los Angeles.
This is downtown Los Angeles, California. Yes, where Hollywood is at. This is not a movie, though. It's not a joke, and it's not a publicity stunt. This is the reality that people are living in Los Angeles, California. This woman is using this key to be able to open up the fire hydrant to be able to wash her blankets.
Wow, that is one crazy image right there. The reality is it's going to take more than some good PR to fix what California Democrats have broken, it seems. Here to discuss, let's bring in our left-right panel to break it all down. Former senior advisor for the Kamala Harris campaign, Mike Nellis, along with Republican strategist and host of Grassroots Truthcast podcast, Gene Valentino. Thank you both for being with us this afternoon. Mike, what do you make of the timing of this new PR push for the state of California?
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty common for states to do this. I see ads from basically every state. I don't know that it actually has anything to do with Newsom's presidential aspirations. I do think, though, it pales in comparison to the amount of money that Kristi Noem spent, which was $320 million on the ad campaign, a lot of which she and her allies pocketed. So I think the question here is it a legitimate use of funds? Can you prove anything that's malfeasant? And for Noem, is anybody in the Trump administration actually going to take seriously the fact that hundreds of millions of dollars is gone from the taxpayers for an ad campaign that didn't seem to accomplish anything?
Gene, I think the question here seems to be, is a PR campaign going to fix what a lot of people point to in California is a policy problem? Do you think people are going to buy this PR campaign, Gene?
Well, I think they have not already. There's a sentiment on the street now that says the timing couldn't be worse. The budget issues are paramount. The perception going into the presidential run seems just too coincidental. But, you know, he also has to fix some fire hydrants and get some water back into them. He needs to take care of thousands of homes that still are not rebuilt. And so these kinds of issues, whether legitimate or not, sit against a backdrop of bad behavior, not to mention the recent issues of the hospice, abuse of the hospice system to defraud taxpayers. There's a pattern over time in California that needs to be fixed. I think, I don't know which is worse, Gavin Newsom or the people that voted for him. I don't understand what they don't see.
Ike, do you mind if I add something?
Let's
real
talk
quick
about gas
to this conversation?
prices. Yeah, just a minute on your side. I want to get this
Sure.
in there, though, for time. California gas prices are the highest in the nation. A CBS News California investigation finding, no surprise, state policies are partly to blame. Mike, you can go ahead and add what you were going to add, but I do want to ask, doesn't Newsom bear some level of responsibility here on this?
Well, I think every lawmaker has a responsibility to make sure that things are affordable for all Americans, including Gavin Newsom, including Donald Trump right now, who's making everything more expensive with the tariffs. And then obviously this disastrous, in my opinion, war with Iran. The point I want to make, though, is California becomes a very convenient punching bag for the right-wing media apparatus. They love to go after California, love to go after New York. And don't get me wrong, they've got real problems in both those states, but there are real problems in Republican states too. And what drives me crazy is we don't talk about them. We're not talking about Mississippi having the highest poverty rate in the country. We're not talking about Arkansas being the teen pregnancy capital of the world. We're not talking about Louisiana being the murder capital of the United States. So I think, to me, it's if you want to solve those problems, let's go solve them. I'm all for it. Let's come up with any good idea, but let's stop singling out one state and treating it like a punching bag to get cheap political points in a presidential election that's 3 years away.
Ooh, boy, those are fighting words, man.
California Ike wasn't
Woo.
singled out. California was a consequence of Nick Shirley, who brought to our attention significant wrongdoings, which was also a consequence of what was going on in Minnesota. And as for other states like Florida, we'd love to have you take some of your people back. They're invading us down here in Florida with all the people from the sanctuary city blue states and blue cities.
I mean, come on, Gene. Look, you don't want to address the real problems that happen in Republican states. It's easier for you to just treat California like it's a punching bag.
I don't have an income tax, and I have a balanced budget. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, but I live in the state of Illinois in the city of Chicago, greatest city in the United States.
Oh, that makes it just as good then.
Well, you're welcome to come by. I'll take you out for lunch anytime, Gene.
All right, hold on a second. You guys can have lunch. Let me reset things. By the way, Arkansas is not the teen capital of the world. That's another thing that you were incorrect on. But the other side of this, though, is Democrats never want to answer truly about the fraud. And that's really the problem. And Mike, I admire your debating ability, but you won't answer the question. And so this continually is a pattern when we have these debates, is people just never will answer the questions on fraud. So we're going to move on right now to some clip.
Do you have a question for me on fraud?
Newsom's
you haven't asked me a question on fraud.
Well, I just asked you several. I'm not going to ask you another one because we need to move on to this 2019 clip that's resurfaced. This is where she is talking about, I believe, she's talking about giving her boys dolls to play with. Take a look.
I've given them dolls to learn that care and caregiving is not just an activity that's reserved for women, but that it's also an activity that is a responsibility of men.
Okay, I don't even remember whose turn it is. Gene, I'll give you this one here. She also talked about changing male characters in books. I'm not going to play that one for you, but you can imagine how ridiculous it is. What in the world is going on when it comes to who Gavin Newsom is married to, and why do they hate the patriarchy so much?
Well, I really feel bad that we're in this kind of a conversation with the First Lady of California. I'm sure she has so much more to offer. And so for that kind of guidance of leadership from a First Lady, I'm going to look to the one who's been taken advantage of and misled, and mistreated, I should say, Melania Trump, who speaks 5 languages and talks about innovation and science and cultural improvements in the various expansion of the government's role in a good area. I'm not sure how to address dolls for boys, but I don't think it's material in the sense of their upbringing. I mean, I had action figures and figures like that when I was growing up as a young kid. You might get a kick out of it. I got in trouble with my mother when I put on my Superman outfit and started swinging off the chandelier in the dining room. But I'm not gonna worry about what appeases them under the guidance of the mother. I feel that's not my place. But boy, I do hope I hope there's some cultural reform in a broader sense with how we treat this kind of an issue in the public school system.
Okay. Mike, what do you think? Is Newsom's wife a liability, and is it okay for boys to play with dolls?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I got a 6-year-old boy at home. I don't care if he plays with a doll. I think it's more important that he's got 2 parents that treat him with respect, that try to show him how to be a good human being. That matters a lot more. The thing with the books, though, I will say is like changing the gender of the book and swapping that out is really silly to me. Why don't you just find a book with a strong female protagonist? That's what we do at our house, and just try to make sure you balance that out to give people the answer. But I don't think you have to like force it. I think you demonstrate it by how you raise them every single day.
Yeah, I agree there.
All right. Hey, this is the goal of all of this. We find common ground here at the end. Mike Nellis, Gene Valentino, thanks for being with us this afternoon.
Thanks, Ike.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed,